Have you ever heard of a law that regulates your love life? Yes, you read that correctly. Across the globe, there are some incredibly strange and downright ridiculous laws surrounding love and relationships. Let's watch the 10 most ridiculous laws about love and relationships that you would never believe are real. But before starting, like this video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on videos like this. Let's start from number 10. No kissing for more than 5 minutes in Iowa. Can you imagine being told that your kiss is too long? In Iowa, it's technically illegal to kiss for more than 5 minutes. Although this law seems completely absurd in the modern world, it remains on the book as part of an old regulation meant to promote proper behavior in public. The origins of this law are unclear, but it's thought to stem from a time when public displays of affection were something out of an old school movie, seen as inappropriate. Now it sounds more like where good citizens would be chastised for showing too much love. Still, you could face a fine or citation if you go beyond those 5 minutes of PDA. Imagine having to look at your watch during a romantic moment to make sure you don't break the law. Number 6. No sex in ambulances in Utah. In the strange world of legal regulations, this one certainly stands out. In Tremonton, Utah, it is technically illegal for women to have sex in an ambulance. While this might sound like an absurd law, it actually was enacted to maintain the safety and comfort of those being transported to medical facilities. As you might expect, this law was created because there was a time when people took liberties with the privacy of ambulance rides. Although it's hard to imagine the need for such a law, it shows how legal systems often get tangled up with oddities from the past, leading to regulations that sound completely bizarre today. It's hard to imagine a scenario where this rule would be applied, but nevertheless, it's one of the most unusual legal quirks about love and relationships. Number 8. No sex with the lights on in Virginia. If you've ever had a romantic night with your partner, you know how important the ambiance can be. But in Virginia, there's an outdated law that technically makes it illegal for married couples to have sex with the lights on. This bizarre rule was put in place to ensure that couples conducted themselves in a modest manner. Imagine being caught in the middle of a romantic moment only to realize you've broken the law simply because you turned on the light. While this law has never been enforced in modern times, it is still listed on the state's legal books. In the current world, this regulation is outdated and clearly a relic of an era where modesty was seen as paramount. Number 7. No whistling in public in Arkansas. Whistling is often a harmless way to pass the time or express joy. However, in some parts of Arkansas, whistling in public is against the law. This odd regulation was enacted as a way to maintain public order and avoid unnecessary disturbances. While it seems like something that would never be taken seriously today, the law remains on the books. Could you imagine getting a ticket for whistling a tune while walking down the street? It's hard to believe that something as innocuous as whistling would be criminalized. But it's just one more example of how unusual and sometimes absurd laws can be. Number 6. No spitting on sidewalks in New York City. New York City is bustling with activity, but did you know that there's a law that makes it illegal to spit on the sidewalk? It's part of the city's effort to maintain cleanliness and public health. While it seems like an excessive measure, spitting on the streets is considered a health violation due to concerns about the spread of diseases and germs. This law, though somewhat extreme, is meant to help prevent contamination in such a densely populated area. For many, the idea that something as trivial as spitting could have such a serious consequence is a little shocking. But it goes to show just how far cities can go in maintaining public hygiene. It also highlights how small actions in public spaces can be legally controlled. Number 5. No public displays of affection in Singapore. If you visit Singapore, you'll soon realize that public displays of affection, PDA, are strictly forbidden. Holding hands, kissing, and even hugging in public are discouraged and could potentially lead to fines. This rule stems from the country's strong desire to maintain public morality and respect for cultural values. Singapore is known for its strict laws, and the control over romantic behavior is no exception. The law reflects a cultural mindset where personal relationships are expected to be kept private and out of the public eye. The thought of not being able to hold your partner's hand in public might be shocking to many, especially in places where PDA is common. But in Singapore, maintaining a sense of decorum is paramount. It's one of the most surprising legal restrictions for tourists, especially those from lenient societies. Number 4. No public kissing in Dubai. In the opulent city of Dubai, it's not just the luxury and the skyscrapers that surprise tourists. It's the law regarding public displays of affection. Public kissing in Dubai is strictly prohibited. and anyone caught engaging in such behavior could face a fine or even imprisonment. Although Dubai is an international hub for tourists and business people, it enforces strict laws regarding public morality. The prohibition of PDA is rooted in Islamic principles, which emphasize modesty and privacy. So even if you're on a romantic getaway in the city, you'll need to keep the kisses behind closed doors. It's an unexpected rule for visitors, especially those used to more relaxed attitudes toward public affection. Number 3. No sharing a bed before marriage in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, relationships and love are heavily influenced by Islamic laws. It is considered illegal for unmarried couples to share a bed together. This law is part of Saudi Arabia's strict regulations on relationships, which focus on the importance of preserving the integrity of marriage. While this may seem extreme to people from more liberal countries, the law is grounded in the cultural and religious norms that define Saudi society. The idea of family honor and maintaining societal norms regarding love and intimacy is central to the country's legal structure. For visitors or residents who aren't familiar with the law, it's a shocking reminder of how deeply personal laws can be entwined with a country's cultural identity. Number 2. No dating without parental approval in some Indian states. In some parts of India, particularly in more rural regions, dating is not just a matter of personal choice. It requires parental approval. This law, although not enforced everywhere, reflects a deeply rooted tradition of familial involvement in personal relationships. While most urban areas in India have adapted to more modern views of dating, in some regions, young couples must seek the blessing of their parents before they can even consider dating. The belief that parents should be involved in every stage of a child's romantic life stems from the importance placed on family ties in Indian culture. For those raised in more independent societies, this law can seem like a very strange intrusion into personal love lives. Number 1. No marrying without killing birds in Cape Cod. Here's a law that might be the strangest of them all. In Cape Cod, Massachusetts, men were once required to kill 6 blackbirds or 3 crows before they could marry. Yes, you read that right. This odd law, dating back to 1771, was enacted to protect the crops from bird damage. The law was also thought to be a way to prove a man's ability to provide and protect. While no one is enforcing this law today, it remains a quirky reminder of how laws were often based on practical, yet often absurd, concerns in earlier times. It's hard to believe that such a strange regulation was once a legitimate part of marriage law, but it serves as a fascinating example of how far laws can go when they are based on outdated reasoning. So, which of these ridiculous relationship laws left you the most stunned? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating videos. Thanks for watching. Stay with us and catch us on the next video on the strange and unexpected world of relationship laws.